Hey guys, how's it going? So listen, Cancer, this is your October forecast for 2017. And as you can see, I'm not on camera because I am and will be traveling here for a little bit. So bear with me, but we have good audio at least when recording in the studio. So listen, this month, your window of opportunity, your focus this month is pretty much going to be on family, which is something that always resonates with you. You're so family oriented as is, right? But we got a beautiful Sun, Mercury, new moon, and Jupiter in this area. So it's home, family life, it's our parents, it's the foundation of who we are on the inside. It is your physical abode that you might just want to be looking at. What can we do now? How can we change up the game? There might be more time spent with your family as well. Communication is going to be very important this month as well, as Mercury transits through here, but also the Sun. This is where you're radiating. So family events, get-togethers, that kind of thing, I feel is all going to behoove you. Interaction, perhaps more so with your parents, and also new beginnings. That is that new moon, which is not coming in before October 19th. And it will be 26 degrees there in the sign of Libra. And so as we know, Libra is ruled by Venus, right? And this is your home environment, Cancer. So your Mercury, your Sun, your new moon, that Jupiter is all Venusian inspired. So talk about coming from the heart and the heart chakra, really wanting to beautify your home and just make it a very safe and cuddly type environment. So expect more interaction, focus on those things that need to be brought up to date, for example. Of course, when we get so busy in everyday life, sometimes we put things aside, but you will see how those situations will be coming up now and giving you the perfect opportunity to deal with them. If we're looking at Venus and Mars, well, Venus is love and romance, and Mars, you know, is that physical dynamic, goal orientation that you have. And this month, both of them are cruising pretty much hand in hand in your third house, which has to do with communication, all right? So communication, again, is going to be super important. It's how you share your emotions, right? How you're interacting with it, maybe having some important discussions with your significant other of matters of heart, which really are important. The third house, too, though, Cancer, is also the area of siblings. So you might be catching up with your siblings, especially if there is some distance, physical distance between you. You might see them coming in, popping by, maybe for a weekend to share some time, or maybe you might be traveling to visit them. And again, you know, it's perfect because we know that your fourth house is full of planets right now. That family interaction is important. And here we see siblings as well. The fourth house is more like our parents, right? Parents, children, whatnot. But since we have both Venus and Mars here, it looks like it could be big family gatherings this month. Loving that. And also, you know, the quality of what it is we are going to be should I say, communicating about. Third house is Gemini. That's why we say communication. But the coloration, the tinge of color it's taking is from Virgo as they're transiting through the sign of Virgo. And Virgo is very particular. Of course, it's very pedantic. It really likes to perfect. It tends to analyze and so forth. And so I'm feeling there's a lot of observational type of things that you would like to communicate. Now, for those of you who are giving any kind of presentation, say in your work this month, it is a fantastic time to bring out new projects and really market yourself. The third house is all about marketing, getting the word out, right? And I see you can do that in very creative ways and become very, should I say, goal-oriented as far as perfecting this area of your life and also your profession and career and so forth. I just feel that you're so up and running, so at one with what it is you truly feel convinced about. It's bringing that across, and whoever you're communicating with, you will be heard. Trust me. All right? So you couldn't be in a better place for expressing something that is super important to you, and especially too here. Listen, Cancer. not only do we have Venus Mars being the romantic partners, right, and they are traveling hand in hand, which they don't necessarily do that often, right? Venus is on a 1 year cycle, Mars on a 2 year cycle. Every once in a while, yes, they will cross each other, which they're doing right now, but they have a beautiful trine to your relationship house, your seventh house of marriage, long-term commitments, and so forth. So I could see that maybe some of you could come to tie the knot by engagement or having a wedding, and if so, what a beautiful time to tie the knot, right? Because your family is all here, and your long-term, by Pluto transforming your life, can really bring things in now and give it a sense of longevity, because the signature here as we start off the month, these are like the first few days of October, will stay with you. Anything, any kind of agreement that you're making with a partner, even if it's not by, romantic inclinations, it could be people you work with closely one-on-one. If you make any agreements right now to Pluto, will make sure to transform it and keep the signature of this beautiful energy for long, long times to come. Beautiful time to start off a business with a new partner, for example. So we're loving that, and also the area where things will be illuminated for you this month with a full moon, which would be on October 5th, 12 degrees there in Aries, is in the area of career. So pay attention to what will transpire October 5th. This full moon is putting you center stage in your career field. I feel what you've been working for, Cancer, is definitely going to radiate and shine, and you're the it person. So hopefully some great news there on October 5th. You want to circle that on your calendar, right? And for those of you starting, for example, a new job, this is also a great time to do so. Uranus is there, has been transiting this area for you for a long, long time right now. So that full moon Uranus energy really sparks new things, okay? Think about Uranus always being very electric, right? You might be feeling very electric. There could even be some unexpected news that could arrive here on this day between the 5th and 6th of October in this manner. So listen, when we start off the month, Mars, Pluto, that beautiful golden trine, like I said, has to do with partnerships, relationships. There's tons of energy. Mars being your dedication, your goal, your physical drive, your passion. Pluto is Mars on steroids. These two together will definitely put you in the direction where you're wanting to go, and then having a lot of joy with it, as Venus too is trine Pluto. So again, we're starting off the month beautifully. Venus and Mars are conjunct on the 5th, and that's the same day of your full moon, right? So what a wonderful way to start off October. You're going to feel the energies of this Cancer following you that whole first week. It's like one of these big OMG waves, right? Where we're feeling, oh my God, I'm in the flow, right? And try to hang on to that good feeling, because in the following week, we have things to contemplate, okay? There's some choices coming up, and you might need to really stand your ground. You're going to be questioning yourself. What do I want? Do I really want this? This is more so Venus and Saturn are up against each other, and it has to do with your day-to-day routine. And you're looking at probably how to express a new routine. Maybe you want to cut your hours, or maybe you want more hours. So this could be a great day to talk about this with a supervisor if need be, and it could also be the departments that you're working in. Maybe you're feeling that you're wanting to not just improve, but take on more responsibility, or maybe it's the job site that's wanting to put more responsibility upon you. So I can see how your Venus Mars being up against Saturn there, and then you having to communicate it, is maybe even setting boundaries. Think about Saturn is a planet with rings, right? So you might just have to set some boundaries at work. It could be between you and some coworkers maybe as well. But I feel that you have the power and the gift of gab, to do so, to really stand your grounds in this. So I think the second week here of October is more a sense of self-empowerment. Okay, so whatever the situation is, and it could be different for each of you here, Cancerians, it all, of course, naturally depends on your own natal and transit chart. But here, definitely it is all about speaking your highest truth. All right, and sticking to it. And I can see how you're going to do that beautifully. All right. Then from the 15th onwards, things are picking up. I feel there is a good, shall I say, feedback coming back to you for the test that you just went through, all right? Because communication is coming with a sense of unexpected news, all right? So the 15th is really good for it. On the 16th, then you, which is represented by the sun here, is beautifully aligned to Saturn, and that was where this testing was, right? Where you had to become your own sense of authority, so to speak. I feel now you're going to see the consequences and how the outcome of that felt, and I see that you're pretty happy with it, all right? So you're doing great. On the 19th here, Cancer, it looks like there could be a balancing point for you between your career, your job, and needs at home. And so it's like I see you kind of stretching, balancing these two situations. And you might feel a little drawn out in both directions, but you can tackle that. If anybody can, you can. On the 24th, wow, it's time to download those inspired thoughts that you're having. I feel there's something dreamy about you, where there's this longing, this sense of joy and happiness, and perhaps even dreaming about a place to travel to. Not saying that you will, but if you should be traveling anytime around and between the 24th and 26th, I feel that is absolutely beautiful for you. Some of you might just be traveling through, armchair traveling. That is. So it's this far away place that's longing for you, just wanting to have some time off. It's been a little bit busy here this month, and of course a little short vacation does nobody harm. It really just reboots those batteries, right? The 26th is such a day for joy, happiness, when the sun conjuncts with Jupiter on its annual tour. It only happens one day every year, and for you, the sun is touching upon your Jupiter in the 4th house, the foundation of your life, within home, within family. If you are looking to buy, sell your home this month in October, you should really, probably, most likely, luck out big time. If you're buying, you could find a home for a good buck. And if you're selling, you can get the price that you're wanting. So great time for you this month to change anything up that has to do with real estate. But it's also just a time to feel very generous, right? There's this abundant feeling in your heart. And of course, you Cancerians, you're all heart. So this day is a big circle on your calendar. It brings us pretty much towards the end of the month, where I sense that there's more something of an emotional nature now taking place. This is Venus and it's Pluto. They're coming up against each other. And this is within the home, and it is your relationship. So I feel this is a situation that could be between you and your partner, right? You might want one thing, he or she might want another thing. So it's really about compromise, Cancer. And sometimes we can feel that our willpower is stronger than at other times. And that is what you may feel here today on the 27th, right? Or you could feel that the will of your partner is extra super strong. So you may not see eye to eye, but that's okay. Know that even this shall pass. And if you can't find an agreement because you're a little bit at odds here on this day, don't think the world is coming to an end, all right? Even this shall pass already within the next day or two. You guys are good to go, and think about it this way in a positive manner, that Venus, which rules love, and Pluto's all about passion. You guys can figure this out in a very passionate way. So let's hope that that is all going to work out and be beautiful. So that is what I have here for you this month, and hopefully you will have a great month, and that I might also be back on camera for November. But since I'm traveling, Cancer, you might find me just on audio next month. But Hopefully that shouldn't make a big difference because it's all the message. It's not my face on camera, right? So listen, guys, I'll see you in November. Have a great one. So it's next time now. Take care. All right. Bye now.